top of my head as I go.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that, bring us all success, but just using these, more recent examples that are relative, declaring. I'm going to declare that I'm successful. So many times we have these conversations in our mind. We're perpetually telling ourselves or asking ourselves, am I good enough? Does anybody care? Do I have what it takes? I could have done that a ton of times when I kept losing competitions,
Ryan the loser had
I'm a loser, I'm not winning, my business is falling apart, nobody loves me. No, I'm just kidding. But you see how it can just kind of go like a domino effect where it's like, okay, I'm starting out, I have positive intention, but if I let it get the best of me, if I'm not really sound and rooted in my intention, in what I want to create, if I'm out of integrity with myself, how am I going to get people to lead and follow my example and produce positive results, positive outcome? So by declaring, by saying, you know what, I'm going to be successful, I'm going to achieve this, by this date, by this time, here's what I'm going to have. You put that intention out into the world, and whether you realize it or not, you start to have more positive outlooks, more positive conversations. And this can happen on a subconscious level. You're going to be thinking, your body, your mind is going to be asking, how do I solve this problem, rather than if I can, am I enough, am I worth it? You put yourself in more a positive place for being coachable, being supportive, for creating an advantage from adversity. You really set yourself up for success. And I really think that's going to be key and pivotal for anybody who's trying to create something they may not already have. I have a lot of my clients, I do a lot of lifestyle coaching, different athletes, entrepreneurs, and just people who maybe just can't figure some things out and they just need some extra support. Everybody already has what they need. They have enough. Everyone's capable and given all the gifts and the talents that they need to be successful. But if they're not having the right personal conversations, they're putting themselves into the wrong state. So by asking them the right questions and putting them into a more of a positive state, and then getting them to sustain that and maintain that, sets them up for success. And one more thing, here's a bonus. Bonus! Yes!
From the skies above,
Open up. I have a gratitude journal. It's a really simple idea.
Okay.
So the gratitude journal idea is this. When I wake up in the morning, I think, what are the top 5 things that I want to accomplish, not just today, but maybe projecting myself out for the next couple of months or for a year. So back for competing, I wrote on a piece of paper, my journal, I am so happy and grateful now that I'm an IFBB pro in men's physique. My job was a firefighter. Years ago, when I was trying out to be a fireman, or not trying out, but going through the process.
Right.
My first test that I went to, it was just a regular civil service exam. It's like math and geography and reading and writing. I'm like, all right, I was like a straight A, maybe a few B's student in high school, college. Like, I got honors in my proficiency exams. Like, I'm all tough and I know what I'm doing. Like, sorry guys, thanks for coming, but I got this, right? I'm thinking this is gonna be easy.
Right.
There were 200 people there, right? So I had this arrogant attitude. I admit it was arrogant. And I sat down, I took this test, I walked out of there kind of like, chest high, like, man, I got that. Sorry, guys, like.
Aced it.
Right, aced it, right?
Nailed it.
I got the results back, okay? They were gonna hire one person out of those 200. Now, I was saying that positive intention, but it wasn't authentic in that positive intention. So that's really key too, being authentic in the intention that you set. Don't just say it, you gotta root it down to in your system, you have to believe it, okay? So anyways, the results came back, I was number 177. Yes! I was
Right,
only
loser.
Exactly. I was only 176 spots away from having that one interview.
Yeah, almost there.
Right. Humbling moment. It was a very humbling moment, to say the least. So, just looking back, it takes time to learn, to grow, and to develop. But I think the thing that's been, most been able to serve me is being coachable, asking for support, making a declaration, you learn from your mistakes, and just be positive. Like, what you put out into the world is what you're gonna get back.
Right.
And so, would you say, and it's something that I'm lucky that my parents, like, that's just how they talk to me and my brothers.
That's
It was
awesome.
always positive. I never heard them complain about anything, ever. And they never talked bad about it. It was just always good things, positive things, be a good person, and that's just how it's gonna be. But you're talking about declaration, like that voice in your head, everybody has that, but I know for me, even though I'm naturally positive, I always have like these negative thoughts, all the negativity it creeps in. Like it's something to where you're not. I mean, like if you're not on guard all the time, that's just the negativity is going to set in, and then the next thing you know, you're like that gratitude journal.
Yeah.
Like you have to. Would you say that the positivity has to be on purpose?
Yeah, definitely. And to finish that story, obviously my gratitude journal, I wrote in a gratitude journal after taking that test. This was years ago.
Yeah.
I am very happy and grateful now that I'm a full-time fireman paramedic. I got hired in the city. They gave a test. Okay, number one, I got lost and couldn't find my way there. I turned around 3 times. 3 times.
Yes, opportunity.
To go home and to say screw it. But then something rose up on the inside of me and said, you know what, Ryan, suck it up. And I found it. I went there, I took the test.
Awesome.
They weren't supposed to hire. All of a sudden, they were gonna hire. I was like number 10 on the list. All of a sudden, through interviewing and just putting that intention out there, I was number 1 from that group.
That's awesome.
That was, it was pretty crazy. Like, all right, this place wasn't gonna hire. I was out of the hiring scope range. I mean, close, but still a little bit out. But after the interview process, they got to me. They liked me the best. They hired me before anybody else. And oh yeah, I tried to leave the interview 3 times because I couldn't find the damn place.
Yes.
But it worked out. I was like, okay, kind of like Twilight Zone. It's like really crazy.
You were being tested, to see if you could really just plant your feet down and then just walk in and make it happen. So that's awesome, man.
Yeah. And seeing is believing, because we're talking about you have to be able to see it. You may tell yourself all these positive thoughts, but what we actually experience in the outside world is really going to resonate on the inside, and it can create something different. So again, perfect example. Like your parents said all these great things about being positive, motivating, inspiring, and that's great because a lot of people don't have that support system. I'll use the competing metaphor again. Like I kept losing. My experience was I was a loser.
Right.
Yeah.
But I kept it positive. I was authentic in my intention of what I was creating, and I kept that alive. And that adversity became my advantage and overcame what we all saw really happening, and we created the results we really wanted. So we attracted it to ourselves.
Takes time.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's
takes time.
not going to happen overnight.
Yes.
I hate to tell you that.
Yeah.
Just overnight
Takes time.
success
Takes
that
time.
started 14 years ago.
Yeah, right.
You're right. People will see someone who's successful in any aspect of their life, and success can be so many different things to so many different people. They're like,
Right.
oh my gosh, you are so lucky. You're right, I am lucky, but you didn't see all the nights that I wasn't getting sleep. The times
You didn't
that
see
I
all the
lost.
unlucky
I was
times.
a very unlucky loser for a decade, and now I'm a lucky winner. So
Right,
That's
right.
Oh yeah, overnight. Right. Yeah. You got it.
Right. Very cool.
Perfect.
Very
Hey,
cool.
thanks for noticing. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So awesome. So being coachable,
Learning from your mistakes.
and then declaring and whatever. Declaration. So so thank you so much, my man.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's I'm fired up.
I'm
Let's
fired
go.
up.
Let's go.
We gotta
Let's do
declare
it.
something.
Yeah. All right. So,
Awesome.
well, we're gonna declare that Team IBB. You better take these 3 things, put it into action. Ryan the loser. Last thing. Do you take the most pride in Ryan the loser now that you're I look back on James Schleicher the idiot or James Schleicher the failure during the process and during the battle to get to the other side of to get to success. It's during that time it was awful, but now that's what I feel I find my deepest sense of strength and gratitude in reflecting on how bad it was. My worst self helps me continue to be my best self. Does that make sense? Would you say that people need
It's
to
like
take
the driving force.
people need to take pride in their flaws. They need to take pride in their losses.
They need to embrace the things that they've gone through.
Yeah.
If they're even though they're really really bad. For example, I failed at this career more than once.
You didn't fail.
Yeah.
You took a vacation.
I took a vacation, an extended
He's on
vacation.
vacation.
You were a loser.
Yeah, I was a loser.
You're a good
All
company.
But what I did was I took Ryan IFBB Pro and his top 3 things, and I raised my hands to the sky and I said yes.
It's an
So,
opportunity.
it's an opportunity, but you can change it at any given time, right? Sometimes it's not within your control, but you make that decision. So that's again to that declaration.
Yeah.
You make that decision.
That's important.
And you make that commitment that I'm not gonna be a loser anymore, or I'm not gonna be a loser one day. So that doesn't mean it's going to be tomorrow. And like we keep talking about, it's somewhere along the way. But if you just keep going, don't give up, things are going to happen.
Never.
Stay positive,
Never
right?
surrenders.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to add to it,
Yeah.
to answer the question, it comes down to your psychology. It comes down to how you think and how you process the information.
Yep.
So loser or winner, you know, your psychology and how you process information. Are you, and I think this is probably the best way to say it, are you fulfilling yourself? Are you practicing fulfillment? So you can lose and still be fulfilled because you gave it all you got.
Yes.
And you can win and not be fulfilled because you're inauthentic about how you got there. Maybe it just came too easy. So I think practicing the art of fulfillment is going to be more important between winning and losing, and it's that idea, that psychology, just being fulfilled no matter what you do, is really going to make you, you know, go from where you are right now to where you really want to be. Focus on that.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Killing, baby.
So, check it out. Fitonomics, Ryan Weber, IFBB Pro. Check out his book. He's got a lot of great stuff coming out here in the near future, so stay
And
tuned.
Maybe he'll sign your copy if you're lucky like us.
Of course.
We gotta pay him $1 million.
$1
now.
million. So, very
But thank
good.
you, Ryan.
Thank you. I
Appreciate your
it.
time.
Thank you very much,
Man,
guys.
Thank you.
Good job.
And Team IBB, stay burn proof.
Take care, guys.